Just some really quick notes about autistic people, and that is, I've been seeing in mobile groups and mobile times and occasions, and by mobile so-called experts, that when autistics do repetitive behavior, it's bad. When we line up stuff or organize stuff, it's bad. When we take a stim, it's bad because it's a sign of distress or it's unusual. This is just so wrong. To make an analogy to neurotypical people, do you always, when you're stressed out, you might eat dessert, ice cream, you might go out for a walk, you might listen to music, you might binge watch TV. Does that mean that binge watching TV, going out for a walk is bad? Eating ice cream is bad? Well, to some extent, yes, for the last one. Does that mean it's bad? Do you only do it when you're distressed? Do you only do it when you're unhappy? When we're unhappy, we do stuff oftentimes that comforts us, that doesn't take too much mental energy. Same is true for autistic people. A lot of the behaviors you're condemning as signs of distress, we also do it when we're not distressed because it makes us happy or calms us. Maybe we do it slightly differently, but we do it. It's really not a sign that we're messed up. If you want to see signs, sometimes they'll say when we're not paying attention to people, it's because we're in distress. Maybe we're just hyper-focused on something else. There are signs when we are in distress that are often ignored, and it's really bad, and that's when people say, I'm not feeling well, or something like that. We don't use the right voice, we don't use the right tone, it's not obvious, you just infantilize us or something like that. If someone says it directly, not doing well, that's the biggest sign. Or if you know someone and they don't seem well, or if they're crying or panicking, yes, that's much more obvious. And are these unusual behaviors bad? How is doing repetitive behavior bad? If I'm doing the same thing over and over again, maybe it's relaxing meditative. A lot of meditation techniques do this, and now suddenly mind-inspiring mindfulness or meditation where you repeat Om or do gentle breathing or Tai Chi or anything, and a lot of people in the West have culturally appropriated it. Repetitive behaviors can be calming, but they can also develop skills like hand-eye movements, like training drills. They can also lead into insight by pattern recognition. So sorting stuff out, you can find cool patterns, or you can find ways of expressing yourself. Like maybe you see something that isn't there and you're making it real, and that's oftentimes what art is. And it can be a creative thing, or it can be a way of exploring stuff in like a scientific manner. It can also be helpful. Like I used to, and I still do sometimes, organize stuff at stores when no one's looking. That helps out people later on in the store. Like it's not a bad thing. It can be preparing it. Another doing unusual play is not bad. Now there are times when it is bad if it becomes like legit OCD level or something like that. But it's a little bit here and there is not bad. And if you're trying to do it, worry about becoming OCD and stuff. Well, look at it this way. Anything can be bad if it's too much. Anything. Exercise can be bad for you if you do it too much. It can lead to many more injuries. It can lead to low sperm count. It can lead to nutrient deficiencies. It can lead to you literally exhausting other resources in your body. Eating too much of any food group is bad. Spending too much money is bad, but you need to spend some money. So any behavior is bad if done too much. You can drink too much water. You can play video games too much. You can do anything. So it's all about like the extent, and is it harming? The question is not even how much they're doing, but is it really harming their life? Are they doing repetitive behavior to the extent that if they don't do it, they burst out? And don't say that, and not to the extent that you're forcing them not to do it or society. I'm saying that they're doing it and it's actually bothering them and they can't stop. Like, it's a totally different, it's not society's fault, it's an actual problem. That is rare. But then again, going cold turkey is probably not the solution. It's like saying to someone, because it's who they are or a basic problem. It's like saying to someone, stop eating when they're eating an unhealthy amount of food. You have to find something in between. So yeah, this is just really frustrates and annoys me. And and I've also seen people criticize other things like choices of clothes. One person was criticizing that child for wearing two different colored socks and stuff like that, and saying it was weird and unusual and therefore bad. Weird and unusual is never bad. Bad stuff is bad. I know it sounds obvious, but weird and unusual, that is totally separate. Weird and unusual can be good, it can be bad. It is a neutral term. And often the only thing is in weirdest things can sometimes be the greatest things or the worst things. That I can argue for, but the more likely extreme. Well, that's just some quick things that has been on my mind, really annoying me. I can't tell you how many times I've seen it. And you should note, please subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers at least within a year. So on this channel, 4,000 watched hours. So I can make a little side cast and so I can take time off and when I'm not feeling well or stuff, or I can do more research. And I also really want to promote my activism or ideas out there. Also, please recommend this video to friends, get your friends to subscribe. And if you have any questions for me or any comments, just leave them behind in the comments section. And I will look at every single comment. If you know my contact, you can also DM me. Thank you very much, and I hope you found this interesting.